Xin chào, Kao Quay Kaum. What's going on, everybody? That was my really shitty attempt at saying how are you in Vietnamese. I've been practicing a little bit. Anyways, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. So news-wise, I don't want to be doing these videos. Trust me, I wish I never had to do another news video again. It is not with great joy that I do these. It sucks that I'm holed up in the apartment and I can't really make content. But a lot of people tune in for these updates, so of course we're still going to do them. I shot some other videos, a few will be coming out soon of cooking and things like this, so we're going to have other content as well. Before we get into the video, if you do enjoy this video, after you watch it, you can smash the like button. If you do not like it, destroy that dislike button. Whatever really makes you happy. If you're just a hater and you like to dislike all the videos, more than welcome to do that as well. I am not an expert on viruses, vaccines, political news, country news. Anything I say could be wrong. Research it for yourself. I keep saying it's a lockdown, and to me it essentially is, but in the official news, in the way Vietnam likes to phrase it, is it's a stay-at-home order, and it's Directive 16 is their kind of their strictest stay-at-home order. All three cities now are under some form of a lockdown stay-at-home order now. So we're talking Da Nang. Hanoi has the same Directive 16 that we do. And of course, Saigon. And Saigon's has been extended now until August 1st. And I foresee that they will just keep extending it as we're having 2,000 to 3,000 cases a day. We're going to threshold over 100,000 total cases for the country probably within a day, maybe by tomorrow, with the amount of more cases that we're seeing every day. So what Directive 16 really is pretty much just stay at home. Like literally. Unless you need food or medicine, stay at home. And you better have a good reason. They're issuing tickets to people that are taking their dogs for walks. I mean, for walking, any kind of exercise you're trying to do. You are probably, if they see you, they're going to question you. They're going to ask for paperwork. They're going to want a negative PCR test in most situations as well. If you are doing some kind of delivery or good like this, it's a really stringent stay-at-home order. It very much so feels like a lockdown, though. Some people are blatantly walking around here at the Golden River at night and trying to, they got this move where they're trying to act like they're going to each grocery store. So they'll carry a grocery bag in their hand, and they'll walk. Their walk path is walking from each Vinmart to the K Market to 7-Eleven in a circle for an hour. So I mean, cool, I guess. That's not my thing. I'm just going to stay at home and do what I'm told. I only go down to get food. So whenever we need food, again, there was no need to panic buy. I was totally correct on that. Pretty much fully stocked shelves at all three stores here now. They even bought a food truck here and sold food this morning if you lined up for it. So the food demand was never an issue. I have no idea why people panic bought. I did not panic buy anything. I have not needed to panic buy. Sure, there's a few things that I would like that aren't there, but for the most part, eggs, meat, and vegetables are stocked. So, and rice, all that stuff is all in stock. So let's see here. Make sure the microphone's on. Yes. So applying Directive 16th till August 1st, Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon strictly controls the. Oh, it went from English to Viet. Strictly controls the distance. In order to achieve the goal of protecting people's lives and health, minimizing deaths, and protecting the health system and treatment capacity, it is necessary to strengthen a number of decisive measures, show District 16. Now, for everyone that wants to jump on Vietnam and call them stupid for this stuff, every Asian country is doing this. So, Seoul is moving into the same style of a lockdown. Japan probably is going to walk into some kind of lockdown with this. They're kind of saving face because of the Olympics. But Korea is right behind us, and they're kind of ruling of staying at home and things like this, and gaining and being in a party of more than two people, socially distancing. So pretty much all of Asia is doing some sort of a stay-at-home lockdown order now. So they just, I think really the thing behind it is the Delta variant. you know, it just spreads so much faster and gets so many people more infected that they don't want to have hospitals overrun. Again, I'm not an expert on this stuff. Don't come at me with like crazy theories and shit in the comment section. It's so lame. I'm just reporting the news. Like, I am not partisan to any way, you know. I do kind of talk about how I really feel on Patreon, so if you want to join the Patreon, I do get more candid with what I think it should be like. But yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. Like, I can't go tell the government to do something else. I could leave, which for me still really isn't an option now. You know, my dad just died, and there's some more family issues. Winnie's back from the market. There's some more family issues at home that, you know, might really press me into going back. I absolutely do not want to go back. I would like to just stay in Vietnam with my wife, and, you know, hopefully the stuff within my family turns out to be good news, and I can remain here with my wife and our life that we've created here. So time will tell on this. You know, I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, they've extended the Directive 16, which is literally, I don't need to read the whole list, but it's just stay home and don't be in a group of more than 2 people. If you're caught, they've got a whole laundry list of shit that they will give you. You know, there's a fee for everything. I can read you that list real quick. It's pretty interesting. So let's see here. Got my little notes. I took notes. Going back to the old style way. A fine of 1 to 3 million dong for being out walking. Just simply walking without a proper reason. And they'll determine that, like, you know, some people think they can scapegoat by walking around. Like, there's a couple dudes that live here and, like, way out in the sticks and, like, you know, District 9 and other way out there that pretty much aren't even a part of Saigon. They're like, oh, I'm walking around fine and doing no big deal. I mean, you're comparing a suburb to an inner of a city. I'm in the interior of a metropolis, and you're trying to compare your suburb to that. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's why you get ignored or even deleted, because it's just stupid commenting. But yeah, here I can tell you, if you're walking around, they're going to ask you, and if you go, oh, I want to get food, they'll go, well, I'll give you an example. If I was like, here we're trying to walk to Bintan to go get something over there, and at the place where they check, and I say, oh, there's this chicken place in here I need to get chicken from, they would go no, and they would turn me away and possibly give me a fee and say, just get it at Vinhomes, whatever Vinhomes offers. Only a shipper can send goods, so you can only ship any kind of good. Any good can only be received through like a grab shipper. So large groups of people gathering, say 10 people, even 5 people and up, can be a $10 to $20 million fine. So not wearing a mask is a fine of 1 million to 3 million. Not keeping a 2-meter distance is a fine of 1 to 3 million dong. 3 or more people to chat, eat, or drink, 10 to 20 million dong. Non-essentials businesses caught doing business can be 10 to 20 million and can be doubled. If caught spreading the virus, so if you ignore, say you think you're fine and you can go walk around and you know you don't get questioned as much because you're walking around, you're not on a motorbike. If they can trace a case to you that you've spread to someone else, you can get prosecuted and you can do 1 to 5 years in jail for spreading the virus, and a fee of 50 million to 200 million Vietnamese dong. So, which is all the way upwards to about $8,000. So I mean, it's right here. It's pretty much stay at home, and we have a bunch of ways to make you stay at home. If you don't want to listen, things are not gonna go good for you. So I just stay at home. You know, I have the kettlebell. I do about an hour throughout the whole day on the kettlebell, and I try to eat really clean, no junk food. Try to do 1 meal a day. I mean, you got Winnie cooking 3 or 4 meals a day that all look really good. So it's a little bit difficult, but I've been pretty good about it. So as I said, Hanoi Directive 16 now. Most flights from Saigon to Hanoi are canceled because they don't have the quarantine facilities set up for it. Da Nang is once again in a stay-at-home directive. It is not quite Directive 16, as some companies can work at half capacity still, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So again, if you want to check all this stuff out, I implore you to go to any of the websites, you know, like VN Express, Tutre, .vn, all these news sites in Vietnamese. They will supply you with all the answers you're looking for if you want more detailed information. Stop everything and only take away food in Da Nang. So Da Nang has seen these style lockdowns before where you can only really just go pick up food and go to the grocery store. So what else do we have here? I think that's it for the notes. Yeah, I think we're good on the notes. So yeah, I shot a couple cooking videos. We'll see those. You know, Da Nang also strengthened with 300 police to check people on the street without valid reasons. So really they're really loading up on the valid reason thing. And if you're caught, you know, usually you just get turned away and told to go home. Like a girl in Hanoi was walking her dog for 2 minutes today and they issued her a fine, which I think is ridiculous. There's a big ass husky. Where's the husky supposed to pee on a wee-wee pad? That just, come on now. There's got to be some common sense to this stuff too. And, you know, there was a guy that, I think it was in Da Nang. It wasn't in Saigon, I don't believe, but he was out buying banh mi bread, just the bread. And they fined him and took his bike and took him to the local police station. And because they said bread wasn't defined as a food. Eventually they overturned it. The government apologized, all this stuff. But it seems a couple of these people are getting a little taken away with the power they have and making on-the-call spots of poor decision-making skills. For the most part, it seems pretty much everybody's doing their thing. You know, like if I go and pop my head, it's 8 o'clock on Saturday night, 7:24. If I go and pop my head and look down there, I can see a couple people walking around. Like we have this little like cookout area, like one of the areas for cookout, and I can see people like thinking that they're not being seen and like walking around in continuous circles there. I mean, I don't know. I don't have anything for that. I'm not that type of person. You know, all the other lockdowns before, you could still go out and walk. You could still go out and run. There was nothing that said that you could not. But now they've specifically said that you can't do these things, and I'm in someone else's country, so I'm just going to simply listen to the rules. I don't have any problem with that. Now, the people I've seen walking around aren't necessarily one people or another. It's you know, all races and all classes of people that I think are just tired of this kind of lockdown. And I don't know. This is just a theory. This is not reported news, but they've extended it to the 1st. I'm going to guess until there's less than 500 cases a day that we're going to stay in Directive 16. If you just do a few calculations on that, you don't even have to be a mathematician. That's going to take months, it looks like, to get to those numbers. So I don't know. I can't report on what's not factual, but my guess is some kind of extended lockdown for a lengthy period of time. So it just seems, you know, like the Hanoi thing caused, like, a lot of the stuff they do kind of sometimes almost starts like super spreader events. Like Hanoi people were rushing out of the city and into the city yesterday as they announced the Directive 16 kind of out of nowhere. They have they're really big at doing the out of nowhere announcing stuff. So again, I've talked about this. They've been quarantining Phu Quoc, but there's already some cases in Phu Quoc when they can't trace them all. So that looks like that's already going down the tubes. I'm going to give you some advice right now. If it was me, if I'm an expert visa and I'm trying to get into Vietnam, I would not try to get in right now. I would just hold off. If you're in America, you're in a better off situation for the foreseeable future. I don't see there. If you've got a job here and it's in Saigon, you're not going to be working it for who knows how long, and then you're going to be just dipping into your savings and spending whatever that is. If you're coming for a teacher, who knows when that's going to open too. You know, I don't think now is the time to plan to come back to Vietnam. I would say if you're planning to move here, go with a next year. I would actually just look at the vaccination rate here, and once it reaches like 50%, then you can start timelining yourself to come here and have a comfortable life. I don't see what the point would be to move here now to trade a lockdown for another lockdown. Again, this is all stuff you have to decide on your own. Maybe if you're from going to like a rural part in Mekong or something like this, it still might be okay to come, but the logistics of it, the lockdowns, the testing, And definitely get your vaccine if you're coming. I mean, that's a for sure. It's going to make things way easier for you. But I don't see you getting back to work, and I don't know. Again, this could all change. That's the beauty of Vietnam is anything could change in a day's notice. Like it could literally change. At August 1st, they could go, oh, we're going to open up. We think we got to. You never know. Like, so it's just it is kind of what it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they're giving out fines. They're really pushing it out on the media that they don't want you to go out, and that if you go out and you get caught, you're gonna get a fine. There is no food shortage. You don't need to panic buy still if you're here. You can get food. You know, I go every 2 days and get, you know, enough food for 2 days. I never buy more than 2 days ahead of time. There's been no need to. There was a few days where there was no produce because it was lunacy. Like, I was watching the same lady go from shop to shop to shop and buying like as much meat as she could. I don't know if she was storing it in some freezer or like reselling. Sure, maybe she was collecting it for some family and friends, but I highly doubt it. There was just a lot of not making the proper decisions when it came to the food. Like, you know, the lady buying 15 watermelons. What was she going to do with 15 watermelons? Like, really? What do you need 15 watermelons for? Again, try not to judge too far into that. Maybe some would like to hope that maybe they're doing charity or providing food for their whole family. Although I see that very difficult to do when you're in Vinholm's Golden River. I'm recording. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, I try not to judge on it too much. Who knows? I don't know the circumstances. I didn't boldly ask the meat lady what she's buying all these meats for. She did look like the Harry Potter, or not the Harry Potter, the Lord of the Rings. My precious. When she was in the meat cabinet, like going through it all, it was pretty intense. So, yeah, we don't panic buy. We haven't panic bought. We've had access to everything. So, you know, there was a few days there where you couldn't get like cooking cream and some cheese, but even that's back now. Like Winnie just got cooking cream. So, you know, everything's pretty much, how is it now? There's a bunch of stuff there still, right?
No.
Produce was gone again?
Probably it's not topping food times.
So the shelves were empty again? They weren't like fully full like I pictured?
Yes, Kmart full line waiting. Queue.
Another queue. It's weird when people decide to queue. They were queuing at 7 p.m. today. So again,
Still have meat, but no vegetable.
all the vegetables sold again, but plenty of meat. They've got the meat on lockdown.
Yes, meat have a lot. Meat have a lot, but the vegetable is not really fresh now as well.
She's saying the vegetable is not very fresh. I know you guys requested to get her a mic. I don't have infinite money to buy another microphone. Maybe I can set up the...
So we should buy it morning.
I think afternoon's the best time because you guys don't like to be out in the sun. I find there's no...
Morning, they top up the food.
No, Kmart tops off at 8 and 9 p.m. They top off late at night. They top off all day. There's somebody coming all day. We're discussing the food thing. But yeah, once I'm able to get another microphone, sure, maybe I can use the one off the camera. The cord's super short. I don't know. Maybe.
And we cook boomba.
Boomba. So that's pig foot, right?
Boomba.
Pig
Beef.
foot. Oh,
Yes, pig food.
pig foot. Yeah.
Beef soup.
So, I mean, as ever, I'll keep updating you guys. You know, they keep... Oh, there's another thing I want to talk about. They've got their vaccine pretty much done, one of them, and they're trying to ramp up production of it and get it going. It looks like it's passing all the tests. We don't have, like, numbers on what it is. Damn, 10,000 in one day. 10,000 cases today. Jolly.
They locked down till 1st of August.
Yeah, I already talked about that. Yeah. And then, again, with that lockdown, if there's an area that's particularly badly hit, they are going to lock down that entire ward as well now to go with the Directive 16. So if you're in a really bad hit locality or ward, they're going to, you know, completely lock down from coming in and out altogether. It's a really bad time to be a dog owner in Saigon, let me tell you.
Today, Ho Chi Minh has 5.4
5,000 cases. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So the end of the day tally, I don't know what we read when I read earlier, but 5,400 cases. So as you can see by like the jump up in cases, I don't see the Directive 16 ending for who knows how long, to be really honest with you. It's going to be a long ride. Again, I'm going to start shooting more cooking videos. I have one cooking video now, and then anytime Winnie cooks, I'm going to try to get her to film it. We'll see. You know, sometimes we just don't feel like filming. Like, it doesn't make the most enthralling content when you know you're kind of like locked up inside and you can't go out and do anything, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I hope you guys appreciated it. I am going to shoot another Patreon podcast on my opinion on the Directive 16. I don't know when I'm going to do it, probably in the next 2 days. So it should be up by Monday is what I'm looking for on that one. So appreciate you guys on the Patreon. Welcome to the new Patreon people. We're doing good on there. You guys rock. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the PayPal tips. You guys are really amazing. Honestly, without you guys' extra support, the channel probably wouldn't exist. So you guys are all rock stars for helping out. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. So yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Hopefully we got better news on this next one, and we're going to try to have some fun videos out in the intermediate time as well. So stay frosty. See you on the next one. Peace out.